When it comes to making videos, I don't usually spend a lot of time on it. Like usually I would just film in front of my green screen for, I don't know, maybe 10-15 minutes. If it looks good, I'll edit it, throw it inside of After Effects, edit, do whatever I want to do, and then I would just post it. Until one day, there was this YouTuber, his name's Kari Ashmore. He's a 3D animator, and I watched one of his recent videos, and as soon as I watched it, I felt, I think I could do that. So I decided, for the first time, I'm gonna spend a lot of time doing something compared to what he did. But as a Dragon Ball fan, maybe I can hack this. The only problem is I don't know how to.
Why are you not laughing?
Because it's not funny.
I'll be honest, guys. I'm not a professional 3D artist. I don't have a bachelor's degree in Disney Pixar's Academy, okay? But one thing I do have is patience, and no matter what, I will do whatever it takes to get a video done, whether I have to spend more time on it or if I have to learn something new. And if that's the case, so be it. So I'm not the one to create references or ideas for like whatever my next video will be. I'll usually just think about it in my head, whatever the video is going to be. I'll write it down and then I'll get to work on it. So since I'm not that much at animating inside of Blender, I wanted to do something small to where I can test out how good I really am at animating. So in this video, I want my character to go through 5 of Goku's transformations. Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God, and then Super Saiyan Blue. And doing that is going to require a lot of work. For the character is actually pretty easy in a difficult sort of way. There's this app you can download on your phone. It's called Polycam. Basically what it does is it allows you to 3D scan any object in any area in your room or just anywhere, and it automatically turns into a 3D object for whatever 3D software you want to use. So what I did was, shout out my dad because he helped me out with this. What I did was I had him 3D scan my face. I threw it inside of a software called MetaHuman, and it basically created a CGI character. And as you can see, the character, it's okay. It looks like me, but it's not perfect. It was never meant to be perfect. It was just to get like all the different qualities of how my face and how all my facial features look. It had me staring at it for a good moment because it was hard for me to tell if this looks like me. Could be just because the character looks bald, and I don't know how I see myself bald. I've never attempted to shave my head bald, and I don't ever intend to, so we'll fix that. So I threw my character into Blender, and next thing we have to make Goku's hair. With Goku's hair, it requires some finesse. It took me, I don't know, maybe 5 hours to do. But the one thing I really wanted to do was get the shape of Goku's hair just right. So obviously Goku's hair is spiky. He has spiky, nappy hair. He's just like me, for real, honestly. He has hair that goes over his eyes. He has spiky hair, like a few spiky hairs that shoot out from, it's either the left or the right side. I can't really remember. And then on the right side, he just has hair shooting out from the back, shooting out from the opposite side. And this is how it looked. Another thing that really caught my attention was my detail on my skin. I don't know what it is, but it's when I bring in all the textures for my skin color and everything inside of Blender, it doesn't really bring in all the detail to make the character look more realistic like. My goal was to make the character look as real as possible. So what I did was I went online, I downloaded the skin texture, added it onto the character, kind of tweaked it up a little bit, just to make it look just right. And this is how it looked. And this looks a lot better. Alright, so now, back to the hair. When Goku transforms, certain parts of his hair spikes up. When he goes Super Saiyan 1, the back parts of his hair, they all spike up. When he goes Super Saiyan 2, like a few of Goku's hair spikes up to where we can kind of see his eyes a little more, and then obviously when he goes Super Saiyan 3, his hair just grows like crazy. It gets even longer. And then when he's Super Saiyan God, it's basically back to his base hair. Only his hair is red. or like a light, or like a red velvet, red pinkish color. And then of course Super Saiyan Blue, he's basically back at Super Saiyan level, but his hair is blue. So my biggest threat is hair shape, which is something I don't know how to do, and it's something that I don't even think Blender knows how to do, because in order for me to get this right, I had to download an add-on. It was not free, unfortunately, but it basically allowed me to change the shape of the hair in keyframes. So I made a bunch of hair shape keys, one for Super Saiyan specifically, one for Super Saiyan 2, one for Super Saiyan 3, and this is how they look. Now for the animation, that I also don't know how to do. I don't even know how to rig a character, but I do have YouTube and ChatGPT, so after further studies, I figured out how to rig. Next thing would be the environment. I can't just walk in space in nothing but pure darkness. I could dedicate a whole bunch of time to create the hyperbolic time chamber, or grassy plains, rocky mountains, all that good stuff. Heck, maybe even the world tournament, King Kai's world, the world of the Kais. I'm just gonna create plain, add floor textures, make it look as realistic as possible, and then I'm gonna leave it alone. Next we have Goku's aura. Now I've seen aura in so many Dragon Ball episodes, games, movies. My biggest reference, I wanted to use this game that came out, I think in 2017, somewhere around there. But the name of the game is called Jump Force. I just really like how realistic the special effects were when it came to all the Dragon Ball characters. I thought it was realistic. I thought it was super realistic and very well done. I think they used Houdini, which is it's a whole different software that I'm too scared to learn. So I figured that I'm sure there's a way I could take their idea and throw it inside of Blender, no problem, right? So I took every bit of detail that Jump Force used for Goku's aura. You've got the particles, his charging aura, his regular aura, some lightning effects, and then a shockwave effect at the bottom. I picked out a few, I think 2 or 3 different types of pre-made auras that were made inside of Footage Crate. Threw them inside of Blender, kind of adjusted the shape a little bit to where it kind of wraps around the character, and then of course gave it that transparent look. And then this is how it looked. And then for the particles, I just added a particle system above one of the auras surrounding the character, and then make it as if it's emitting from the aura alone. So afterwards, I parented it to the character so it kind of moves along with the character as it's walking. Gave it some zoom in, some different types of camera work, some zoom in, zoom outs, all that good stuff. And yeah, this is how it looks. So after constantly playing with settings, adding stuff, taking stuff off, redoing a few things over time, it was time to start rendering. So after a couple days of rendering, this is pretty much how it looks. Lastly, it's time to start compositing and bringing everything over. One thing I had to do first was make sure to get the aura color just right. First, his aura was yellow from Super Saiyan 1 all the way through Super Saiyan 3. When he goes to God form, I gave it like a orange fiery kind of color. And then of course when he goes Super Saiyan Blue, his aura is just blue. And then there were just a few other passes that I just kind of played around with, just ways that can make the character look more realistic, just to kind of enhance the detail more. Added a fine edges effect to the character, that way certain edges of my hair and all of my body just kind of glows, gives like a colorful look, and then just added a glow effect to it, which is another effect that Jump Force uses. Not only is the hair glowing, not only is the hair changing color, not only is it glowing and everything, but certain parts of the body is also giving it that fine edges effect. So to wrap this up, I've actually been working on this project for give or take maybe 2.5 months. Most of the time was spent just preparing the character, trying to get it look as perfect as possible, constantly making mistakes, learning from mistakes, just trial and error, just constantly. Whenever I get home from work, I'm just back on the computer, just trying to work on this video, because I don't want to disappoint you guys. And there have been so many moments where I wanted to just scrap this project and just chop it down and go back to what I was doing before. But the one thing I really crave is progression, and I'm always hungry to progress and get things done and learn as much as I can. But there's always just so much advanced stuff that is just put into some of these videos. And when I see some of these creators like Kari, Diego Woods, Jalex Rosa, when I see some of the work that they put in and everything, it blows my mind. Like, there's people that around my age that actually do this stuff. And over the past years, like, I went from just a high school kid who just wanted to make his friends laugh to a kid who made dance videos and just spent a week editing them, to making little skits and just editing them and adding visual effects to them, and just getting more and more advanced over the years. And I thank God that He's given me the knowledge to do this kind of stuff. But the best thing I can do is put God first and ask Him for help every time in any situation, because He's given me a gift and I want to put this out for everyone to see. And with that, I need to finish this. Okay, it is currently January 1st, 2025. First, I want to wish you guys a Happy New Year. The video is finished. I just want to start by thanking you guys for all that you've done. All the support. Those of you guys who have followed me from when I was like, I don't know, 17 or 18 to today. I appreciate you guys. I thank God for you guys. Always. Always. One thing I've learned is to don't always thank a person, always thank God, because through God anything's possible. Remember that. This year we're gonna definitely try getting more videos out, working on more projects. So with that being said, hope you guys have a Happy New Year and enjoy the final video.